sir, and there's my master, one that you love. Friar Lawrence, who is it? Balthasar, Romeo. Friar Lawrence, how long hath he been there? Balthasar, full half an hour. Friar Lawrence, go with me to the vault. Balthasar, I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death, if I did stay to look on his intents. Friar Lawrence, stay then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. How much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing. So, Friar Lawrence just came up. Balthasar, who knows Friar Lawrence, was like, oh God, thank God, someone that I know. And Friar Lawrence is like, who's inside the tomb? Balthasar's like, who do you think's inside the tomb? Friar Lawrence is like, come on, we gotta go in there, we gotta stop this. Balthasar, as I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and then my master slew him. Except it wasn't a dream. Friar Lawrence, Romeo. He stoops and looks on the blood and weapons, so they're still outside the tomb. Alack! Alack, what blood is this that stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? He enters the tomb. Romeo, oh pale, who else? What? Paris too? And steeped in blood? Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs. Juliet rises. So, Friar Lawrence has gone into the tomb and he sees Romeo dead. And he sees Paris dead. And then he starts seeing that Juliet is, like, waking up. Great timing, right? Juliet, oh, comfortable friar. Where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where's my Romeo? Friar Lawrence, I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom, there lies dead. And Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay. So Juliet wakes up. Friar Lawrence is like, Juliet, let's get the smell out of here. Let's get out of here. Romeo there is dead. So is Paris. He's like, come with me. I will hide you in a convent. People still think you're dead. Let's go. A convent is where nuns are. Juliet says, go, get thee hence, for I will not away. Friar Lawrence goes. Juliet, what's here? A cup? Closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after? I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die with a restorative. She kisses him. Oh, thy lips are warm. So she looks and she's like, she realizes that he's taken poison to kill himself and that he's drunk all of it and that there's none left for her. So she kisses his lips, hoping to get some of the poison to kill herself with. And she realizes that his lips are warm. He hasn't been there for very long. He just died. The chief watchman comes along. Lead, boy, which way? Juliet, yea, noise? Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. She snatches Romeo's dagger. This is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die. She stabs herself and falls. Enter the watchman with the page of Paris. Page, this is the place, there where the torch doth burn? Chief watchman, the ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoe'er you find, attach. Exit some of the watch. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm, and newly dead. Who here hath lain this 2 days buried? Go tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues, some others search. So more of the watchmen leave. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry. Re-enter some of the watch with Balthasar. Second watchman. Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard. Chief watchman. Hold him in safety till the prince come hither. Re-enter Friar Lawrence and another watchman. The third watchman says, Here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took his mattock and his spade from him, and he was coming from this churchyard side. Chief watchman. A great suspicion. Stay the friar too. Enter the prince and attendants. Okay, so the watchman would be like a police officer. And so the chief watchman, the chief officer, would be telling people where to go and what to do. He's kind of come across this crime scene, and he's also realizing that Juliet, who should have been dead 2 days ago, is bleeding and it's fresh blood. So he's like, what in the world is happening? Somebody found Friar Lawrence, so he's going to explain everything in just a minute. Capulet. The prince shows up. So the prince, again, is like the mayor of the town. What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest? Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and others. So all sorts of people are coming into the tomb now. Capulet, what should it be that they so shriek abroad? Lady Capulet, the people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument. Prince, what fear is this which startles in our ears? Chief watchman, Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed. Prince, search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes. Chief watchman, here is a friar and slaughtered Romeo's man with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs. So the chief watchman says, okay, this priest and this page or this servant, they have come from the tomb and they had like things to open up the tomb. So maybe we should start there. Let's start asking them questions. Capulet, oh heavens, oh wife, look at how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath misstained, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it missheathed in my daughter's bosom. Lady Capulet, oh me, this sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre. Enter Montague and others. So Capulets are Juliet's parents, Montagues are Romeo's parents. The prince, come Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir. Now early down. Montague, alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age? So Montague just says, my wife just died tonight because she's so sad that our son has been banished. What else can you tell me? About to find out that his son died too. Prince, look, and thou shalt see. Montague, O thou untaught! What manners is in this, to press before thy father to a grave? Prince, seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion. Friar Lawrence, I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me, of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned, and myself excused. So Friar Lawrence is like, I am the best person to tell you what is going on here. I am the #1 suspect. But I just want you to know that I didn't commit any murder. I just want to tell you what happened. Prince, then say at once what thou dost know in this. Friar Lawrence, I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from this city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed, and would have married her force to County Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then I gave her, so tortured by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help take her from her borrowed grave, being the time of the potion's force should cease. But he, which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her waking, here untimely lay the noble Paris, and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreat her to come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed, some hour before his time, unto the rigor of severest law. So the friar just lays out exactly what happened. He's like, I married them. Romeo ended up killing Tybalt on the same day that I married them. He was banished. Juliet was super sad about it. Not so much for Tybalt's death. So she threatened to kill herself when she came to see me. So instead of that happening, I devised this plan, gave her the potion, and the rest is history. He's like, so if you think that I am at fault, please by all means put me to death. The prince says, we still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this? And the prince says, we still believe that you're a holy man. We're not going to kill you. Where's Romeo's servant? Balthasar shows up. I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he bid me give his father, and threatened me with death, going in the vault if I departed not and left him there. Prince, give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place? Page, he came with flowers to strew at his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch. Prince, this letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die, and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate. that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. Capulet. Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. So the prince is like, look at what your stupid feud did. Your kids are dead, and so are so many other people in our community, including some of my family members, because of your stupid feud. Capulet says, Montague, give me your hand. It's time to end this. Juliet would have wanted it. Montague says, but I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet. Capulet. As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity. Prince. A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. That is the end of Romeo and Juliet. Thanks for watching.